Hello, Ania here. Today we will talk about the chakras. Why do we do yoga with chakras? Is it some new trend? How does it work? If you have done some yoga for some time, you must have heard the term chakra. You might read it in a book on yoga or on meditation, or perhaps you saw a picture of a yogi sitting in a cross-legged position with all the 7 chakras like lotus flowers open all along the spine. However, when you come to the yoga class, it's hardly mentioned the chakras, or if so, they very rarely explain how are they relevant to our yoga practice. We know that yoga is not just an exercise for the body, that the yoga works to balance your whole being. It's very beneficial for your mind. But how do we achieve this? How does it work? So the very important is to put our mind into the practice too. So when we do the yoga poses, it is very important where we bring our attention, because the energy goes where your attention rests. So for example, if you have tight hamstring, the back of your thigh, and we are doing forward bend, forward fold, Padahastasana, then you start feeling tension in your thigh, it becomes very uncomfortable, and then the attention even more narrows to this ache, and at some point it becomes unbearable almost, and you just die to exit the asana, or you just wait till the teacher says, yes, now we release the asana. So yes, you might have some benefits of stretching these fibers of the muscles, but you won't become very balanced or blissful, or you won't experience a healing during this practice. For this to happen, we need to widen our perception beyond these aches and pains. So how do we do that? Actually, many good yoga teachers, they skillfully guide you to the breath or the way they talk. It's very soothing, and somehow your awareness gets shifted from this aching zone, and you actually might enjoy the yoga class. But according to the ancient Tantric Yoga tradition, we should focus on the chakras, on the energy centers during the yoga practice. Yes, I said Tantric tradition. It's worth to say that every yoga which uses body, so Hatha yoga, pranayama, kundalini yoga, they all come from Tantric tradition. It's not that obvious, because later on yoga was also adopted by other philosophies in India, like for example Vedanta, very powerful philosophy in India nowadays, and also in the West it get modified by various trends. But originally, traditionally, in yoga we work with chakras, and this is a perfect place to bring to rest your awareness at. You are invited to bring the awareness to a certain space within the body or outside of the body. And this might sound very abstract, very new agey, and you might think like, I don't know about chakras, why should I do that? And if it's the case, and if indeed you don't know much about chakras, think about this like shifting your awareness from the very narrow attention to the physical and very often the aching part of your body to something more subtle, to be open to perceive subtle sensations, subtle vibrations, simply space. It does something magical. It triggers parasympathetic nervous system, which is more holistic way of being, the nervous system which is responsible for rest, digest and heal. If you focus on the physical, you narrow your attention, it's more sympathetic nervous system, which is looking for the danger, being alert and ready to run. In yoga, we want to bring this more holistic way of being by bringing the attention to something subtle, for the trying to sense, refine your awareness beyond the physical body. According to yogic traditions, these energy centers, they controls our physical body, they controls our energies, and they control our mind, they balance our mind. So this is very beneficial to open these chakras and to balance these chakras. And the easiest way is to do it with Hatha Yoga, the yoga where we practice yoga poses. So when we enter one of the asanas, one of the yoga poses, like let's say Bhujangasana, the cobra pose, the energy flows certain way towards certain chakra. However, if you start thinking about problems and aches, this doesn't go that well. But if you bring the awareness to the chakra the asana works on, you amplify the process, you bring more energy, the energy flow more easily, and you may enter different state of mind, different way of being, more balanced, more holistic, and the healing naturally may happen. You might stay in the asana for 4 minutes or so, and the time just flies. On other occasion, you did 20 seconds and it felt enough just because you were in different state of mind. So there are 7 chakras. They all are connected to the spine, and often they are presented as lotuses, flowers in front of the body, as they are not physical. However, they control certain part of the body, certain gland, so actually they can be perceived within the body. And when we work on these chakras, when we balance these chakras, we will have effect on the physical body, on health of this part of the body, but also it will bring certain qualities, certain energies, certain emotions, certain qualities of the mind. So for example, when practicing yoga with the chakras, you might become more, you can find more stability, you can bring up more creativity, self-confidence, or awake, elevated emotions. Any positive, elevated emotion you can think about, they can be generated by one of these chakras. So by working with yoga, we not only have effect on strengthening and healing our body, but also we become more loving, more creative, more confident, and more whole, more happy. And this body and mind effect, they always come together. We know that happy people live longer, that this is connected. Also, we know if we are ill, if you will not are well physically, it affects our mind, how we feel. So one comes with the other, and in yoga they both empower each other. So by putting our body in certain position will help us to bring certain way of the mind, certain way of being, and vice versa. By bringing your attention to certain energy, certain way of being will help you to keep the body position with more ease and for longer. In our yoga classes, we work on all of these 7 centers, we balance, we open all of the energy centers, so we have this holistic effect on our whole body and our whole system. However, if you want specific particular healing or transformation, I invite you to learn more about the chakras and which yoga poses work on each chakra, especially to find out which chakras are the most relevant for the healing you want to achieve, for the transformation you want to achieve. In the next video, the part 2 of Yoga with Chakras, I will guide you, I will give you the overview of all those 7 chakras, and in the following video, part 3, we will practice together the yoga poses on each chakra. So please don't miss it, subscribe to my channel, and I see you on the mat soon. Namaste.